Gwen is playing running somewhere. I hope she's having fun. Hello, I'm Riley Kapchuk.
And I'm Deja Howe. I'm still counting down the days until graduation. Senioritis is taking over. You're watching LaSalle's Home for Explorers, Athletics SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine. We're back to bring you the LaSalle sports you know, love, and miss.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3. Number 1, LaSalle baseball made history with a combined no-hitter, beating Davidson, clinching the Weekend Atlantic 10 series, a huge moment for the returning program.
Number 2, the Explorers finished strong by beating Binghamton 70-61 in the WNIT second round, their first time appearing in the WNIT since 1992.
Number 3, water polo's Nadia Azzopardi is the week's NovaCare Student Athlete of the Week.
That's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. The LaSalle baseball team faced Virginia Commonwealth University on March 13th. It was a scoreless game until the third inning when A.J. Juliana set the table for the Explorers and Ruben Livingston delivered a 2-run RBI single, putting the Explorers in the lead 2-0. However, VCU responded immediately with an RBI double. With bases loaded, VCU put up a 5-run surge, flipping the score 5-2. From there, VCU took control, hitting a solo home run in the 7th to extend the lead 6-2, defeating the Explorers.
The women's rowing team opened their spring season Saturday at the Cure Cup, facing off against Fordham and Drexel universities. Each entered 3 8+ boats into the competition. The varsity 8+ and the 3 varsity 8+ each took the second place in the competition, with times of 7 minutes and 32 seconds and 7 minutes and 58 seconds, respectfully. The varsity 8+ boat, consisting of Cox, Natalie Blowen, Jean Phillips, Madison Hazinski, Madeline Wagsner, Bridget McGullen, Lily Scher, Colby Albemeyer, Alyssa Sirocco, and Bo Carly Schaft fell to Fordham by less than 5 seconds and nailed biting match.
The LaSalle women's water polo team earned a victory against Virginia Military Institute at the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference the weekend of the 14th, beating the team 17-14. Nadia Azzopardi led the scoring with 3 goals and 2 assists. Martina Bonet-Saez also showed a strong performance with 1 goal, 2 assists, and a team-high 5 steals. Claire Durham, Samara Eschman, and Andy Moriarty each added 2 goals to the total. While Kiera Buran added 2 goals and an assist, Lily Kirby also made 8 saves at the net for the win, including her 550th career save. LaSalle dominated throughout the game, leading 11-4 into halftime and holding through harsh attacks in the second half. The team faced a more difficult battle on Sunday of the conference, falling 12-10 in a back-and-forth game against Wagner College. The game opened strong for Wagner for a 5-1 lead before the Explorers responded with 5 goals to take a 6-5 lead in the second quarter before going into halftime at a tie. The tie held through to the fourth quarter, where Wagner pulled away with the win. Eschman led the charge with 4 goals, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Azzopardi also added 2 goals, 2 assists, 1 steal, and a blocked shot. Claire McCulloch tallied 2 goals, 1 assist, and 2 steals, while Bonet-Saez contributed 1 goal, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Kiera Braun also added 1 goal with an assist, with Grace Smith bringing in the tail of the offensive contribution for 1 assist, her 150th career point in defense. Kirby once again saved 8 at the net. The conference put the team at 10-5 for the season.
The LaSalle women's lacrosse team faced a tough stretch in Atlantic 10, play, dropping 3 matchup against George Washington, Rhode Island, and VCU on Saturday in Washington, D.C. The Explorers fell 17-3 to George Washington. Senior Emmy Waldron led the offense with a goal of 7 shots, while Molly Maloney also found the net. Freshman Mia Brennan scored her first career goal in the fourth quarter, and goalkeeper Mary Babbage made 7 saves after cutting the deficit to 2-1 early. LaSalle was outpaced by a 7-1 second quarter run that put the match out of reach. Back home at McCarthy Stadium, the Explorers dropped a 17-6 decision to Rhode Island. Waldron delivered a standout performance with 4 goals, pushing her team, leading to a total of 32. Sam Klein and Mia Riccatelli added a goal apiece, while Kate Lacardi recorded her team-leading 11th assist. Babbage was busy in the goal with 14 saves, but a 4-0 second quarter run and a late 9-0 surge from the Rams sealed the result. In their final game of the stretch, the Explorers fought hard but fell 10-6 to VCU in Richmond. Jade Schreider led the way with a hat trick, setting a season high in shots and shots on goal. Waldron added a goal and assists, surpassing 40 points on the season. Babbage stood out with 13 saves, including a strong second half that helped VCU to just 2 goals defensively. Alexis Fields and Mia Riccatelli made key impacts which caused turnovers and ground balls, despite competitive moments throughout, including cutting the deficit to 18-6 in the third quarter against VCU. The Explorers were unable to complete the comeback. LaSalle now sits at a 3-9 overall and 0-4 in an A10 play as they look to regrouping heading into the next stretch of the conference action. So
we have a lot of
ad
ad-libs, a lot of sports. Okay, let's start rowing. Rowing just opened their season. Men's opened their season last weekend, and now it's women's. And just like the men's are already starting off strong, I feel like both our rowing teams are strong. They're pretty successful, I would say. Like, I don't think we've gotten that far, but we're also not bad. Within the last year, we definitely are getting back to it.
Yes, we are. I feel like we don't hear too much about rowing, but they're always doing great things. So.
It comes and goes. There's seasons in the beginning of the year, and then it's done. And then they come back. But they practice. They practice a lot. They go on the water at like 5 in the morning. And it's still cold out. It's still
freezing.
Cold out.
Yep.
Not today. Today's nice. But
especially when it's snowing, they're still out there in the freezing cold.
It's cold, yeah. And then practicing lacrosse, I see them practice too. It's the same results we're getting. It was unfortunate. It was exciting at first because they were doing good. They were doing a lot better than any previous year before. And I had hope. I really did have hope for them, but they seem to be falling into that.
Yeah, it's
stage
rough.
Every year, every team. I feel like it's the LaSalle curse. It's like good, and then they get not so good.
It's the end of the season.
Bad. Yeah,
I think everyone's tapped out from practicing and everything throughout the 2 semesters.
They all practice a lot. They have multiple practices a day.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. It's exhausting.
It is. It very much is.
And then we talked about baseball. I feel like their season's going very well for them. They had just started this program.
Yeah, and we have baseball coming up later too that we were talking for. This game wasn't their best, but they're definitely having mixed games. They're in the series they play, they're beating them, but then they're also being beat like after. So it's we'll get into that. Yeah. On March 18th, the LaSalle baseball team faced Lafayette College. Lafayette took over the first inning with an RBI double, putting them in the lead 1-0. LaSalle answered back in the second inning when power hitter A.J. Juliana came through with an RBI single to tie the game 1-1. The Explorers kept their momentum in the third, getting a fielder's choice to take the lead 2-1. Right after the Explorers added on in the fifth inning with his RBI single from Alec Welshins extending the lead 3-1. Lafayette responded in the sixth with an error and bringing in 2 runs, tying the game 3-3. They then took control in the seventh, scoring with a solo home run, giving Lafayette the advantage 4-3. And in the eighth, Lafayette would score with an RBI double, pushing the lead 5-3. In the ninth, LaSalle couldn't keep up as Lafayette held the 5-3 win. On Friday, March 20th, LaSalle baseball faced Davidson College. LaSalle wasted no time scoring as Kosei Suzuki led off the bottom of the first with a solo home run, putting the Explorers on the board 1-0. Davidson came back in the second with an RBI single, putting a score of 2-1. However, the game shifted in the fourth when LaSalle loaded the bases when Daniel Perez delivered a grand slam, putting the Explorers back in front. Then, Carter Groen added a 2 RBI double to cap off a 6-run inning to put the Explorers back on top 7-2. From there, LaSalle took control and added an insurance run in the 8th when Groen drove in another double, making it 8-2. LaSalle's defense took care of the rest, shutting down Davidson as the Explorers won 8-2 victory.
Men's golf opened their season at the Carpetbagger Classic of Worthington Manor Golf Course, carding rounds of 296 and 288 to finish the 8th over par and tie for second place. Just 4 shots behind champion Mount St. Mary's Gavin Dolce led the way, following his opening round 73 and an even par round to the finish tied for 15th overall. Armand fired the team's best second round with a 1-under, moving into a tie for 17th alongside Kyle, who shot even par in the final round. Jackson Dubrickson added a solid effort with a 1-over round to finish 21st, while Benjamin Batty recorded a 3-over in round 2 the place 26 overall after opening with a 73. Peyton Hawk rounded out the lineup, finishing 41st with a 3-over final round. As a team, the Explorers built off their 8-over first round with an even par second round, securing a tie for the second in their spring season opener, a strongest part of the year.
So back to baseball. We just talked about baseball, then we got off of it. So the series, they're winning and then they're losing. Davidson, they played them again. We'll get into that score later. But this was a good game. They did the grand slam. I feel like every time there's a grand slam, that's exciting. That's exciting. That's like a good thing for them.
It's not exciting for the cars that are on the other side, but
no,
it's exciting for the team.
It's exciting for the team, and that's all that matters. It's exciting for LaSalle. Maybe we can have a team that goes to some championship. Yeah. That would be fun. Just an idea. Just an idea for any team. Any team, really. It doesn't have to be any specific, but it would be awesome if we were good.
Right.
If LaSalle had a really good team.
I think we might have that here. It's very rare to see hitters in baseball. LaSalle has some hitters, some powerful hitters. We're getting on bases. I think our main struggle right now is the pitching, which they kind of have to work on, and their bullpen. But outside of that, I feel like they have a pretty solid team.
They do. They have a lot of guys who came in, like Carter. He has been the name of the last couple weeks with his RBIs. He had outstanding RBIs the last couple games, and that's a name that we're probably going to keep seeing throughout the season, and he's probably going to get recognized for more things. He's already, I'm pretty sure he's first or second in some Atlantic 10 batting average.
Really?
Yeah, he's
not
high up there. Not LaSalle as the team, but that's personal stats is fine.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
That all works. And then golf, men's golf opened up. The women's played a little bit. Golf, really good. They won. I am not quite sure with golf rules still. I'm getting there, but they won. It sounds good. They're doing good. They also have a pretty old team, but it's exciting. They're doing good. Another team doing good. That's great.
Yep, we love.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have even more recaps. It's going to be the best time ever. Stay with us.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
It's hard to always know what's going on with your kids. The Talk They Hear You mobile app and Screen for Success tool can help. The mobile app shows you how to turn everyday situations into opportunities to talk with your kids about alcohol and other drugs. Screen for Success helps you find out if your child needs more support by asking about their health, wellness, and well-being. Keep your kids safe and healthy. Download the free Talk They Hear You mobile app and start using Screen for Success today.
Dear University of...
Thank you for your offer
to become student ID number 283471.
While I appreciate your desire
for my impeccable academic record,
I must decline the opportunity
to get a generic degree.
I've decided to tell my story.
To be a student,
not a statistic.
I wish you good luck in the future
as I embark on mine.
Welcome back to SportsLine. The LaSalle track and field teams opened their outdoor season in strong fashion Saturday Franklin Field at the Penn Challenge, hosted by the University of Pennsylvania. On the men's side, the Explorers delivered an impressive performance in the 1,500-meter run. Sophomore Dylan Stolman led the way with a third-place finish in 3 minutes and 56 seconds, while junior Mateeth followed in eighth with a personal best of 4 minutes flat. In the 800-meter, LaSalle dominated with 3 athletes in the top 5. Sophomore Colin Murray took the win in 1 minute and 57 seconds, with sophomore Ricky Lee and freshman Jacob Gardner finishing 4th and 5th in the sprint events. Freshman Jonathan Shuck placed 4th in the 200-meter in a time of 22:89 seconds, while freshman Caleb Johnson took 3rd in 400-meter hurdles with a time of 55.95 seconds. On the women's side, sophomore Havana Gordon led the way with a podium finish, taking 3rd in the 400 meters with a personal best time of 59.24 seconds. Sophomore Adugo also claimed 3rd in the 100-meter hurdles. In the 800-meter, senior Lexi Rivard and freshman Becca Bowe went into 2-3, clocking times of 2 minutes and 12 seconds and 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Sophomore Gillian Lovett added a personal best in the 1,500-meter, finishing 8th in the 4 minutes 33 seconds. In the field events, freshman Felicia Morris delivered a standout performance, earning 2nd, placing in the triple jump with a mark of 10.94 meters. A strong all-around start for the Explorers as they kick off the outdoor season.
Baseball returned home to face Davidson again. The Explorers got on the board early in the first inning, taking advantage of an error, bringing in a home run with a 1-0 lead. In the second inning, Jaden Novak delivered a 2 RBI double and Daniel Perez following with an RBI triple. The Explorers kept the pressure on in the third, adding another run on an RBI groundout, making it 6-0. Davidson got back in the fourth with bases loaded, but the Explorers responded quickly in the fifth when Alex Welshins launched a 2-run home run to push the lead 8-1. In the sixth, Ruben Livingston added the finishing touch with a 2-run home run, putting the score 10-1. From there, LaSalle's pitching took over, shutting down Davidson, securing a dominant victory of 10-1.
The LaSalle women's water polo team delivered a dominant weekend in MAC play, picking up 2 big wins over Mount St. Mary's and an LIU on Saturday. The Explorers rode past Mount St. Mary's 12-5 behind a historic performance from freshman Nadia Azzaporardi. Azzaporardi broke the program's single-game goals recorded with 8, scoring 4 in each half and adding 2 assists on 10 shots. Junior Martina Bonet reached a big career milestone, netting her 150th goal as a part of a 3-goal, 1 assist, 5-steal performance. Defensively, junior goalkeeper Lily Kirby stood strong with 13 saves and a steal. LaSalle controlled the match from the start, leading 7-4 at halftime and finishing strong with a shutout fourth quarter to steal the win. The momentum continued into Sunday as LaSalle earned a 13-8 victory over LIU. Junior Samari led the offense with 4 goals, 1 assist, 2 steals, while Bonnet once again impressed with 2 goals, 2 assists, and a team-high 3 steals. Azzaporardi added 2 more goals in the assist, bringing her season total to 47. In goal, Lily Kirby anchored the defense with 16 saves and 2 assists after a tight first half that saw the Explorers lead 6-5. LaSalle pulled away in the second half, outscoring LIU 7-3 to secure the win. With the sweep, LaSalle improves to 12-5 overall and 3-2 in the MAC play, currently sitting 5th in the standings with 3 regular season matchups remaining.
The LaSalle women's basketball team played an impressive game to start their campaign in the Women's National Invitation Tournament. They won in the second round matchup with a 70-61 victory over Binghamton Monday night at John E. Glazier Arena. In a game that had 10 lead changes and 8 ties, neither team led by more than 9 points. The Explorers trailed 52-51 heading into the fourth quarter after a late Binghamton surge, but responded with a dominant 19-9 run to secure the win and improved to 19-13 on the season. The victory also marked a milestone moment for head coach Mountain, who achieved his 100th career win. Eris McToon led the way with a standout postseason performance, recording her 8th double-double of the year with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists, while matching her season high in assists. She shot an efficient 10 for 20 from the field and added 2 steals to spark the Explorers on both ends. Ashley Connor added 17 points and 6 rebounds, going 6 for 7 from the free throw line, while Joni Quinn contributed 10 points and 3 assists. As a team, LaSalle shot 44.4% from the field and an impressive 81% from the free throw line.
And on Tuesday, March 24th, the baseball team faced UPenn. The Explorers started off hot and took control of the game from start to finish. The Explorers scored in the third inning with Justin Sinsowick drove in Jaden Novak with a SAC fly, giving the Explorers the lead 1-0. In the fourth, Daniel Perez delivered 3 RBI doubles, pushing the lead 4-0. LaSalle then added 2 more unearned runs in the seventh, pushing the lead to 6-0. In the ninth, Austin scored 2 RBI singles, with the Explorers winning 8-0. And on Wednesday, LaSalle faced St. Peter's, coming in with an intense game. The Explorers jumped on St. Peter's early, scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the first, thanks to a 4 RBI homer by Tyler Morgan. St. Peter's responded in the second and third with a mix of hits, walks, and errors to a 7-8 deficit by the end of the third. LaSalle continued to add insurance runs, extending their lead to 14-8 by the top of the sixth. St. Peter's then staged a huge rally in the top of the sixth, highlighted by a 4 RBI homer from bringing the score to 14-14. The game seesawed over the next few innings, with LaSalle briefly regaining the lead in the bottom of the eighth on a 2 RBI homer by Jaden, making it 15-14. St. Peter's tied it again in the top of the ninth with a run driven in on a combination of singles and errors, 15-15, but LaSalle had the final say in the bottom of the ninth. Alec Welshan's clutched RBI single scored Justin, giving LaSalle a thrilling 16-15 walk-off victory. This was a high-scoring game with 31 combined runs, multiple lead changes, and key contributions from homers. LaSalle's resilience in the final inning secured them the win.
So much baseball.
Baseball again.
St. Peter's is definitely a very evenly matched team. I went to the game, not for long, but for enough to see yesterday. They play pretty similar, besides St. Peter's program's been around a little more, obviously. Mm-hmm. But they did play a lot alike. There was times when we were up, I think it was 6-1, and I was like, oh, we're good. And then I look again, it's 9-8, and we're losing.
Right.
So it's definitely evenly matched with that, but enough with baseball. Water polo.
Yeah.
Water polo, I feel like it's not really emphasized. I did an interview with one of the girls last year, and she's just talking about treading the water the whole time. And they play multiple games, and they play it back to back, and they're winning these games. Yeah. They have a really good record for what the sport is, and it's very underestimated a lot most of the time. But water their record's really good. Yeah. They do really good. And 550 saves?
Yep.
In 3 years?
Yep.
That's also really good. Good for her.
Water polo is a lot of work.
It is. No one thinks about it. No one thinks about it.
If you ever watch the videos and look under the water, all you see is their feet just constantly going.
Crazy.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have all this week's upcoming games. Stay tuned.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip?
Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans.
You really can just do all that.
Sure, I'm a real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly.
Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/realid or your local DMV.
We live in a country that incarcerates its own people more than any other nation in the world.
The individual can age out of crime. He or she, 9 times out of 10, is no longer thinking like he or she once thought when they were 18. This is a good time to have a second look for everyone. We have 50 years of data that proves to us emphatically that the old way of doing things no longer works.
Welcome back. We have a busy week of Explore Sports, so here's what you have to look forward to. Men's swimming heads to the NCAA Championships in Atlanta, Georgia, starting at 10 a.m. Men's golf takes on the Battle at Rum Point in Berlin, Maryland, while women's golf competes at the Gel Intercollegiate in Graysonville, Maryland. Men's track and field will compete at the Raleigh Relays in North Carolina at 3:30 p.m. on ACC Network Extra. And the Explorers also participate in the Danny Karen Invite in Chester, PA, 10 a.m. on ESPN+.
Baseball hits the road again, taking on Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. with games at 3 p.m. and 12 p.m. Women's lacrosse faces St. Joseph's at noon, and women's water polo takes on 18 Morris at 12:30 p.m. and Iona at 5 p.m. in Lexington, Virginia.
Even more games we get because we're off for a whole week because it's Easter break. So when we come back, we'll have more than enough games to recap for you. That just about wraps up for us this week. If you aren't able to see the Explorers play, keep up with other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Next week, for our coverage, keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalle and on Instagram at SportsLine. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions here.
For our team, I'm Riley Kavchuk.
And I'm Deja Howe.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.